Every election cycle, we hear the same thing. That's just campaign talk. Congress won't let that happen. The courts will stop it. And yet, time and time again, the things people dismiss as too extreme happen. Because political systems don't just resist radical change, they accelerate it when the right conditions exist. If you assume extreme policies won't materialize, you're making a mistake people have made over and over again. Let's go back to 1980. Ronald Reagan ran on deep tax cuts, military expansion, and rolling back social programs. Many voters, even some of his supporters, assumed these were just slogans, that Washington's bureaucracy and political gridlock would prevent anything drastic. They were wrong. Reagan did cut taxes massively, but without matching spending cuts, leading to record deficits. He escalated the Cold War, reshaped economic policy, and transformed the Republican Party into a vehicle for modern conservatism. The system didn't stop him, it helped him, because once political power is behind an idea, institutional resistance often folds. Fast forward to 2016. Trump's campaign was full of promises that many dismiss as unworkable: mass deportations, a Muslim ban, a trade war with China. People thought Congress, the courts, or bureaucratic inertia would keep things in check. Then Trump won, and what happened? The Muslim ban was enacted through executive order. Trade wars were launched through presidential authority. The Supreme Court was reshaped, leading to Roe v. Wade being overturned. At every step, people assumed there were barriers to stop him, and at every step, those barriers bent or broke. The mistake wasn't just underestimating Trump, it was underestimating how political power actually works. We tell ourselves that the system is stable, that radical shifts can't happen overnight, but history says otherwise. Look at the past policies that were once seen as too extreme. The Patriot Act, sweeping surveillance powers post 9/11. The Iraq War, based on widely accepted but false premises. Citizens United, rewriting the role of money in politics. The overturning of Roe v. Wade, after decades of conservatives laying the groundwork. None of these things were inevitable. They happened because people in power made them happen. We assume that because something is unprecedented, it's impossible. But political history is full of firsts. First policies, first power grabs, first moments where norms shatter. When a politician proposes something extreme, don't assume the system will stop them. Assume that if they have enough power and enough people behind them, it will happen, unless it's actively opposed. So the next time you hear a political promise that seems too radical, don't just shrug it off. Instead, ask what mechanisms actually exist to stop this, who would need to oppose it, and are they willing? If it happens, what would be the consequences? Because if history has taught us anything, it's that that'll never happen is usually just a delay before it does. And when it does, will you be ready?